7 rounds down, only 2 to go in the Grandmaster and International Master Norm tournaments here in St. Louis at the Chess Club Invitational. Today we had a lot of draws and a few players, well, their games ended in heartbreak, no longer able to attend the norms they came to St. Louis to earn. IM's Niemer and Sarkar are the only two in this section still eligible to win their norms, and only one of them can make it. Kostya Kavutskiy defeated the Philippines' Angelo Young to keep his winning hopes alive, even though he can no longer norm.
Yeah, so Angelo's a pretty tricky and creative player. I didn't really know what he was going to do exactly, so I know he likes to play King's Indian and Benoni type position, so I mostly prepared for that opening. Then when he played e6 on move 1, that really surprised me because I wasn't sure what exactly he wanted. I know he plays the French defense, but if I played knight f3 and then he played b6, which allows me to just play e4 immediately, and white gets a lot of space, and I don't know, if white plays reasonably good moves, I think they get a good advantage. So for example, here my opponent played d5. He was trying to make this work, bishop a6, because he wants to trade these light-scored bishops. But I think after this move, d5, white gets a really strong position. And this is the problem with not having a lot of space, is that once the position opens up, you know, white's pieces become much more active. For instance, if he takes here, I can take, and now I'm threatening something like d6, and it's pretty difficult here already for black. So that's why he played d5 to stop this, but now after e5, white gets a lot of space, and I found this plan here of b4 to put my pawn on b5 and instruct his knight on b8. And then after queen a4, I found another good move here, knight b1. And the point is that the knight is coming to c3, and if black does something like castles here, then after knight d2, this queen is going to get trapped on a4, after like knight c3 and knight b3. So if white just took this pawn on b3, black can play rook takes a4, and white's still better, but black has pretty much solved all of their problems here because they've traded some pawns. So I wanted to find a way to basically win a pawn for white and keep my advantage. So I found the move here, rook b1, which is pretty strong. And the point is black can't take on a4 because c8 is hanging. If he takes on c3, I'll take back with the knight and everything's defended. And here's the whole reason why this variation works, is because black also has back rank problems, and their pieces on d7 and d8 are really passive and get into trouble. So if rook takes c3, for example, knight takes, rook c8, rook takes b3, rook c4, this seems like the critical line. I can simply play here g3, giving my king a lift, and black should probably take this pawn, and then a5. And once I saw this, I realized that white was probably going to win this game. Point is that the pawn is starting to run, so black takes, rook b7, the knight is hanging. Whenever the knight moves, white plays rook b8 and wins the bishop. So because this doesn't work for black, they basically have to play down a pawn. And once we made a few more moves, white had an extra pawn, and after knight c7, the game is basically over.
No one is left to norm in the IMs, but Levan Bergadze is the favorite. There are many hopefuls to win this tournament, including Kavutskiy. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. at stlouischessclub.org for the final showdown, perhaps for the norm when it comes to Niemer versus Sarkar.